Yo, what's up guys? Cheating Bubba here, and today, let's have a talk. Real quick, before we get into this video, I will be blurring the streamer's name involved in this video, as well as pitching their voice up. If anyone in the comments drops their name, or I find out that you've gone to harass them, I will be banning you on Twitch and hiding you from my channel. With that being said though, let's talk about DBD. If you've been a viewer of my channel for a while, you've probably heard me tilt or go on a tangent before. If you play the game long enough, it can get frustrating sometimes, and especially if you're a new player, learning every interaction can also just feel like a rage game. However, it is important that if we rant, we don't take our frustrations out on the actual people. If I hate Kaneki per se, I don't hate the actual person playing him, I just don't like the killer himself. On another note too, I don't like accusing people of things without actual proof. It leads to unsavory situations, and especially as a bigger streamer, it can be detrimental to the person accused. I've been accused of cheating, illegal things via taller toast, and other stuff, and it skews people's opinions of you even when there's not a lick of truth to it. We as content creators and people need to be damn sure that if we make an allegation, we know it for fact. Anyways, with that all being said, enjoy one of the worst crash outs about my Bubba I think I've ever seen.
But I am probably one of the only streamers out there where if you talk shit, I will put you on the spot. You're not getting the ban, but I'll put you on the spot. Back up your shit in front of my entire stream. And it's so funny because if any of them actually believed in what they said, they would accept it. They could literally embarrass me in front of my entire viewer base live on stream, but they don't because they know they can't. Because like, let's say I was shit talking like Demichi in my chat and he was, I don't know, let's say he's a Lich player. I'm like, yo, Lich is super easy. I could prove right now. If I actually believe that and he was like, bet, come on stream and show me, I could embarrass him in front of his entire stream. But they don't because they can't. Deadhard? I love Deadhard. I think Deadhard is one of like the most perfect exhaustion perks in the game. Genuinely. Because you can outplay it. It's an amazing perk. And it has an activation clause.
Okay, that is cheating right there because you can't play like that.
Arguably not the best activation clause, but still an activation clause.
Like, I'm about done with this fucking game with all the fucking cheaters in this game.
My pick. Nice, nice. Go here. Good early game, but I do have a gen that's probably gonna pop, so I'm kind of scared. I would like to pop one for seeing it. I just don't know which one it is. I mean, that was a dramaturgy moment for sure. Boop. Very nice.
I know it's a streamer.
Good unforeseen value as well. Let's see if I can catch somebody. Where would they be? I'm on limited minutes here. Please, guys, no info on the streamer. Even what they're saying. Please, no. I'd like to avoid that if possible. Take this. Good blast line. Well, I mean, I say good. There's nothing I can do about it. Now, do they stay here or do they drop? Imagine. They might have still been up there. I'm not sure. They have plenty of time to, like, hide behind a table or something. No,
I don't even know what I'm watching. He's just slicing everybody else.
Just drop down now. You can find them. Progress on this. Unforeseen. No idea where. I'm gonna have to navigate with... You see what I mean with unforeseen? Like, when I don't have it up, people can stealth away really, really easily. It's very, very tough because they can pre-run on this map by simply just listening to your tear radius and then just running away when they hear it close. There's not much I can do. There's just really not much. Remember, if I kick this, she just blast mined it, so I have to take the chase. She has a few pallets in here. She greeds the first. She doesn't have one in here. She has one in the very back. There it is. Alright, now I'm gonna get blast mine, but it is what it is. It's a really rough time for killers without mobility. Because people just hide, or they, like, pre-run. I can't do anything about it. Like, that's gonna help, and maybe I can catch them over here.
You can't, you better not tell me he has Trail of Torment. Okay. I'm done. I'm fucking done with this fucking game. How is he undetectable? Is this a fucking streamer? Yeah, the fucker's live. Yeah, I know he has 500 views. Yeah, I know, a cheating Bubba at that.
And they rage quit. Alrighty. The game's very winnable right now, by the way. It is not the best for them, but it's also, like, pretty winnable.
Could've won my ass.
So, at this point, the streamer was watching my stream, and I said the game was winnable prior to the DC. Keep in mind they had 2 gens higher than 75% progress, and the gen the streamer was on was about 45% done. I only had 3 hooks at the time and no one was on death hook. Something I find interesting about DBD is how each side interprets the game, especially how different skill levels interpret it. To me, this game was far from a loss on the survivor side, whereas this streamer had already accepted that it was over.
My kill rate, I think I dropped it. I gave up. I don't care. I'm at like 91%, I think. I got it to 93% and then I just stopped caring. I'm happy when I can push it to 93%.
I'm just tired of going against these cheating killers. Oh, I know they are.
Alright guys, we're not gonna shit talk TTVs, okay? Even though their action was kind of bitch made, we're not gonna shit talk them.
Just watch, they're gonna come and harass me now.
Now, obviously, I don't approve of harassment. I'm very vocal about that. However, if you are streaming on the internet with an energy like this, I feel like you really can't be shocked when chatters come in and match that same energy. Especially the survivors from the match that you just rage quit from. Funny enough, they actually did come in, and it went about as well as you could expect, but we'll get to that later.
Dead hard. Nope, they're dead and I'm hard. Alright. This guy's dead now. Oh no, they're second. Oh, you feel better? Yeah, I am, thankfully. Thankfully. Yoink.
I'm not gonna argue with stupid people. Like, this is why I don't want to play Dead by Daylight. Like, I can't stand this game. This game's fucking obnoxious because nothing's done about the cheaters.
Listen, DBD burnouts happen to the best of us. Hell, it's even happened to me. However, streamers like this boggle my mind because then why are you even playing? I don't like sometimes when I go on extended tangents, and I am by no means perfect. But if I ever got tilted to this degree, I would just have to call it quits for the day. If you're saying you hate the game and don't want to play and aren't being literally forced to, then why? Again, I understand some streamers are essentially stuck streaming a game, and if they're full-time, they might feel forced. But I guarantee you for this specific case, that's not it. Also, yes, there is a cheater problem. But people like this clearly don't understand what cheats are. They could see Mad Grit and go off the rails on a tangent probably. By the way, the irony of calling me a cheater is just... I don't know, guys. It's absolute cinema. What can I say?
Does impossible moves with the Bubba. Like, I don't want to play this game. Like, I don't. Yeah, I got time out because I was gonna deal with a cheating Bubba that does impossible moves with the chainsaw.
Guys, be honest. Do you think this guy would have an aneurysm from watching one Flick Bubba montage? Let me know in the comments.
The way how he used the chainsaw, you can't go backwards when you're going forward so fast. You can't. I tried doing that. You can't.
This might be one of the most perfect examples of a skill issue I have ever seen. A jungle gap, even. You absolutely can flick like that on Bubba without cheats, and the reason he's saying you can't is because he's on roller, which he then even points out later though, so that makes less sense. However, if you make your roller sensitivity high enough, you can flick too, albeit just not as fast.
Damn. They're still, like, they're rushing the fuck out of these gens though, you guys see? Look at how quick they are.
By the way, as you can see, I was right. The game was in fact not lost yet. They let the bot die on hook fully and still managed to get down to 2 gens really quickly. Imagine how differently the game could have gone with an entire extra survivor working on gens now.
Here's the game gets rough. Because they can pre-run me now and hide.
And none of his viewers are gonna come on and harass me. Because I call him out on it.
Yeah, so the only thing this guy's calling out is that my flicks are so quick they look like cheats, by the way.
These gates, by the way, are kind of giga OP for killer. All you do is you proxy this side close, and then you look through this little crack over here for either a red light or somebody on it. It's very easy. Typical Bubba that needs to cheat in this game. Yeah, real. If I find out any of you went over and said anything, I'm not joking. There will be a ban. So, if you think it's worth for the ban, sure, but don't. All right, it's between me and them, not you guys.
Still gotta wait with this ridiculous 15-minute DC penalty that they can't get rid of since they can't balance the game at all.
I mean, he's right that the game is really unbalanced, but what the fuck does the fact you have a DC penalty from repeatedly rage quitting have to do with balance?
Shocker, he got a 4K with a Bubba. Like, these devs just making killers more and more powerful where the survivors have no chance of escaping.
So first off, yes, I did get a 4K. I am also one of the best Bubba players in the world, and I had a lobby with a rage quitter. Secondly, Bubba is still bottom C tier, even after his buffs, and way easier to loop than the first, which this guy was complaining about. Lastly, and most important I think, why would you talk about the devs balancing because I won the game when you thought I had cheats? If I had cheats, I could kill the top players with perkless add-on-less trapper. Like, I don't know what this guy's smoking, but I kind of want to try it.
Ever since a couple of days ago, I've yet to... Okay, I take that back. The Freddy game was the only one I have escaped by hatch. Like, I have yet to exit through an exit gate because, one, my teammates don't know how to loop, how to use pallets. They use dog shit useless perks, I don't know why they still use them, such as adrenaline and hope.
Yo, nah, dude. There are so many self-callouts in this one segment that I'm actually baffled. First off, if you're not escaping any of your matches, after seeing your looping firsthand, I dare say you might be the issue. Now, don't get me wrong, solo queue can be rough, and you can get bad teammates. But just like the image of SpongeBob looking for a madman and it turns out it's him, this guy might be that bad solo queue teammate. Also, he complains about adrenaline and hope, but he is running distortion, iron will, quick and quiet, and will make it. You genuinely cannot make this shit up.
We have killer hackers, or killers that do impossible moves that cannot be achieved at all.
This Bubba flicks through the loop really fast. This Bubba is chainsawing all the way through the loop, flicking middle and through the pallet, from the loop, flicking middle, through the pallet like a speed demon.
Still got 9.5 minutes of this bullshit DC penalty since like I said, the dumbass developers cannot balance their game. They don't play test it. They keep making killers buffer just to keep their game alive.
Once again, I'm confused. He complained that I was cheating and DC'd because of that, but now he's complaining about balancing. Survivor balance-wise is in a really strong spot right now, and Bubba is not a strong killer by any means, even though this guy got jungle gapped. Is the issue the balancing, or that I was apparently cheating? I don't get it.
The thing, Peachy, is that there is no MMR. There is none. Like, if there was MMR, I should be teaming up with survivors that have the same skill set as mine, but yet every time I play solo queue, I team up with bots, and the bots could do better than these people that I play with.
He does have a point that MMR is not that strict, but in his case, it's actually a good thing. The funny part here is that he literally is the weakest survivor in the team. If he was teamed up with similar survivors, he'd have Goofy, Mickey, and Donald on his team on a new map that suspiciously looks like a clubhouse. It actually blows my mind that he can't realize that in these situations, he genuinely is the weak link, as you might have seen in his chases.
And the fact that I could get a 25 win streak as Pig, the weakest killer in this game.
Now, that is a bold statement, but go on.
Just proves that there is no MMR in this game. And I don't like playing killer because killer is boring, or how easy it is.
Yeah, I would love to get this guy on killer in a custom match against my friends, kind of like what I did the board to. I'm very curious to see if his, Pig gameplay could hold up.
Because one, like the killer did impossible moves with his chainsaw.
Behavior, he's doing it sideways.
And of course, two, he had unforeseen, which, like, I don't use unforeseen on Bubba. I might use Strelix Orman with Deathbound, but that's about it.
No, you cannot use stealth perks when you play Bubba. I use a stealth perk when I play Bubba, but you can't use stealth perks.
I don't play these overpowered killers like Blight, the First, the Lich, Nurse. Like, they made this game too killer-sided. It's ridiculous. Like, they nerfed everything on Survivor side to make it fun.
You know what really makes the game unfun? When somebody goes down and rage quits and ruins the game for everybody else involved. That's really unfun if you ask me.
There are a lot of unnatural things about this game, Peachy, that the developers don't fix. They don't put a quash on it. And I played Bubba quite a bit too, but you can't move him like that during the chainsaw sprint.
Sketch you.
Yeah, on PC, with a controller and mouse, you can flick, but not on controller. And that's another thing I complain about, is that they need to keep PC players away from console players.
Yeah, so you guys remember when he pulled up my Steam profile? Because he's on Steam, question mark?
Like, the flicking has to stop. Like, if they want to balance the game, you gotta do a lot of changes to make the game balance. And like I said, 1,300 Nimrods don't fix their game.
Translation, this man never hit a clip in COD in his life.
Oh, you're right. I mean, the only reason I'm playing is because my viewers want me to play it again, but I just can't deal with this shit anymore. I am miserable. I don't want to play this game, but my viewers want me to play it.
To be fair, this is a valid thing. Streamers sometimes get pushed to play games they don't want to. However, this guy's reactions are, let's say, unique. Similar to debates that I've had around Spook and Jukes, just because someone tilts you doesn't mean that the words that come out of your mouth because you're mad are somehow justified now. If I piss you off in a game and you suddenly yell slurs, I didn't make you say that. That's on you, big dog.
You know, I love the fact that everybody says that he wasn't, but I've seen so many streamers that cover their asses with the hacks. I mean, look what happened on Rainbow Six Siege. Look what's happening on Call of Duty. Like, they're bigger games, bigger companies, and they still hack. Like, this game is not that much different. People can cover their asses so well on PC, and they can still hack.
Now, if you actually understood how DBD works, this is a horrible take. The way people cheat in FPF games while streaming is with things like wall hacks, light aimbot, and even recoil control. If me turning that quick on Bubba was actually a cheat, and you couldn't turn that fast without cheats, how would that be me subtly cheating? The only cheat someone could really get away with would be wall hacks and DVD, but even so, experienced players would be quick to sniff that out, as we saw in a comp tournament recently with some suspicious homework files.
I'm just being a realist.
Translation, I'm high off my gourd on copium. Now, before we get into the actual clip in question, I just wanted to point out the players in this match. Now, while I don't know who the anonymous Leon is or who Gengar Gang is, I have played and matched against Rysand quite a bit. They're not a bad looper, and they are in my MMR to the point I get them multiple times on the daily. So these would be survivors that this streamer would want in their lobby. Survivors that can actually loop, survivors that are truthfully higher than his own skill level. Let's see how this plays out, shall we?
Are you serious, dude? Oh my god. I'm done. I'm fucking done. I'm tired of teammates just bringing the killer to me. I'm fucking done with this shit. I'm done. Like, fuck Dead by Daylight. I'm just done with this goddamn shit.
Cool, so Myers got tier 3. His teammate didn't know that he was on the gen. Happened to loop him over. Streamer does not look behind them at all. Gets gapped on a fairly easy loop to read, I would say, with check spots. And immediately rage quits at 5 gens. Absolute cinema right there.
Like, good night. I'm officially...
He then proceeded to immediately end stream and hopefully get a well-earned mental reset. DBD can be unfun at times, and it isn't a game for everyone. If you enjoy it for what it is, it can be one of the most fun games of all time, but if you go into every match with this type of mental, it's gonna suck. And let me be clear, I am in no means a perfect person either. I've had stints where I've molded, even a couple streams I had to end because I could sense myself getting too tilted. This behavior, though, is just beyond me. And these are the players who genuinely want to have lots of input on balancing changes. People clown behavior all the time, and even I think they have made some piss poor decisions. But it's not easy to balance the game when you have players like this either. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I hope you guys are enjoying DBD more than this dude did. Also, if you use cheats, you're a